Big financial players keep turning against each other as the fight over toxic mortgages continues. Rebel Cole of DePaul University and Michael Iannaccone of MDI Investments are back to debate this. Welcome back to both of you.
Thank you.
So we've got Bank of America being sued once again, and this week Dexia Holdings, TIAA Cref Life Insurance, New York Life Insurance filed a lawsuit claiming fraud, that they were misled about mortgage-backed securities sold by Countrywide. Rebel, let's start with you. How could cases like this one turn out? And there are many cases, right?
Well, in Bank of America's earnings report, which came out last week, they revealed that they have, I think, $963 billion in private labeled securitizations. So there's almost $1 trillion at risk here, and they're reserving only $10 billion for potential putbacks. How this could potentially turn out is it could be 10 times that worse for Bank of America, putting them out of business.
Meaning, when you say putbacks, you mean Bank of America is going to have to buy these mortgages back?
They sold toxic securities under false pretenses, which it's been alleged it's fraudulent, and the buyers are attempting to force Bank of America to buy these back.
Well, this case is in the court system. Michael, how do you think this is going to turn out? I mean, not only this case, but others like it.
Well, there's plenty of cases for, I mean, there were $25 trillion in mortgage-backed and commercial mortgage-backed securities in the system in 2008. Talking about $1 trillion for one particular company. I mean, the other big securitizer outside of the private sector is Fannie and Freddie. So why wasn't fraud committed there? They were doing all the subprime. I mean, subprime, when it started in 2000, you had, maybe 10% of the subprime mortgages were delinquent in 2006. So all of those mortgage-backed securities that were created in 04, 05, 06, 25% of them are delinquent within the first 6 months of operation. You don't think fraud was committed there? So, who's going to be filing against the government then?
Who are the courts going to be siding with?
Well,
the investors or the banks?
Wall Street is eating its own. Wall Street sold toxic securities to other parts of Wall Street. Now those parts of Wall Street are trying to put the big banks out of business.
So
if
Michael,
they side with the banks,
yeah,
then you're basically calling for the demise of all the smaller banks, because credit unions and community banks bought pieces of these mortgage-backed securities. And if you side with the big banks, then all of those securities are then worthless, and those people have to write off those losses, which are going to wipe out the capital, and you're going to see 4,000 banks disappear.
Okay, I want to read a statement from Bank of America. This is how the bank is spinning this situation. Quote, "We will review the suit, but on first glance, these sound like large, sophisticated investors who now want to blame someone for the fact that the declining economy caused their investment to lose value." So, Rebel, shouldn't these big insurance companies have known the risks they were taking?
These big insurance companies were relying upon warranties and representations made in the purchase and servicing agreements that were accompanied these mortgage-backed trusts. They were lied to. They were assured a certain level of quality. Upon further examination, we're finding that the quality wasn't there. Some of these mortgages were going delinquent on the very first payment and should have never even been included in securitization. It was fraud, outright fraud, and the banks that are suing are likely to win, and the insurers are likely to win against Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase.
Right.
It's like saying, I'm a crook, but because you didn't realize that I'm a crook, I shouldn't go to jail.
Okay, so who's going to jail in all of this? Is there a criminal liability in this?
Yeah, those 5 or 10 people that were named in the suit that now are working for Ally Mortgage and Goldman Sachs, and like Mazzillo had to do his payback of $67 million. It should be more. He should be going to jail. You had all these people in the savings and loan crisis.
He was at a Countrywide, by the way.
Right. You have all these people in the savings and loan crisis who did minuscule compared to this financial crisis, and they went to jail. All those people should be going to jail.
Why aren't people going to jail, Rebel?
There were thousands of people that went to jail for the savings and loan crisis, but the wheels of justice do turn slowly. The question here is, are they turning at all, or have the regulators been so co-opted by Wall Street that they're coward? This is a different story. Will it turn out the same way? Maybe not.
Michael, last word?
No, I don't think they're going to jail, and I think the government is just going to keep on writing guarantees and loans to make up for they're at $8 trillion of the $13 trillion that they'd have to guarantee, and they have another $6 or $5 million to go, trillion to go.
And the taxpayers are paying for it all. Thank you
They're
very much.
paying for it all.
That's it. All right, Rebel Cole of DePaul University, Michael Iannaccone of MDI Investments. Thank you.